do anything fun this week?
What do you think
I
this is? Like a normal real life where you can just go do things?
I don't know. Maybe you had like a great online adventure or some shit. I don't fucking know. Or
no.
maybe you saw a really good movie. Played a great video game.
No, I've
read
been,
a delectable book.
So I've been. I'm decided I'm gonna watch every Gundam series. So I'm getting started on that.
You, that's awful.
I'm starting with one of the new series, Iron Blooded Orphans. I started watching that, and then I think I'll watch Gundam Wing for the nostalgia. And then also getting really into Warhammer 40K lore for some reason.
Oh, I've been on to read the books for a long time, but like I suppose they're not that good.
Yeah,
the lore just sounds really cool.
Yeah, I just watch lore videos on YouTube because I heard like the actual writing of the novels is shitty sci-fi commercial.
That's something we should
shit.
do. We should get into Warhammer 40K. We can spend all our money on little plastic figurines.
I fucking kind of want to, but it's hella expensive, and I don't like even have money to like pay car insurance.
Oh shit! That reminds me, I gotta buy it. We gotta register Quartz car. Fucking be everything is spent. Everything's money. I don't have any of it.
Yeah, it sucks.
My life would be great if I had money.
Yeah, everything costs money. Warhammer 40K is like for rich nerds.
I know it's worse than like Magic.
Don't understand. No, all this week I've also just gotten really into the Clash again.
Just like Jonathan from Stranger Things.
Just real. Yeah, should I stay or should I go? Yeah, definitely.
Radio Clash too.
I mean, Radio Clash is a good song. Should I stay or should I go is a good pop song, but it's not like emblematic of what the Clash are about, right? It's just their pop hit. Yeah, no, so I'm just, getting re-radicalized the old shit. Today is also the anniversary of the beginning of the Spanish Revolution, so that's interesting to think about. And then coming up on 18 years since Joe Strummer died, and people are getting disappeared off the streets of the United States. So
those two things are connected.
That's just interesting, like the decline.
It's like voodoo magic.
The decline of civilization.
I don't know. I have nothing out of that. Fuck me. It's going to get worse and worse. It's just going to get worse.
Well, just going to get worse. Like last week, I was like, I feel like I'm someone who should have died in a war anyways. And it looks like I'm going to get my chance.
Well, I mean, it looks like all of us aren't going to have a choice. So,
yep. Civil War II. All right.
No, not really. I mean, it's more like violent oppression.
Yeah, I've been sure it'll spider out into a bunch of different things, though, similar to the Spanish Revolution.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Indeed.
Maybe he'll just have a stroke and die, and then a lot of the problems just kind of disappears.
No, just the machinery of like you feel the gears are starting to tremble. You know what I mean? The apparatus is just full steam ahead, but there's been no maintenance in 50 years, so it's just gonna fall apart.
Oh wait, are you making a metaphor? Or are you just talking about our infrastructure?
I mean, but the literal infrastructure, and then a metaphor for the way our government operates in general. That's gonna be pretty tight. It's gonna be pretty tight.
We'll see. There's like I'm 50-50.
I just like the only hope that's left is probably revolution.
Oh yeah, I don't know about that. Those don't work out so great.
I mean, we died.
Like it takes a long fucking time, and like nothing. It takes forever to get shit to work the way it's supposed to afterwards. I don't know. Like I'm not 100%.
Well, shit's not getting done now, and it hasn't been getting done. So let's try something else.
Yeah, you're gonna. Good luck.
That's it. That'll be my campaign. If I was running for office, let's try something else.
That's not a campaign. You just said you want a revolution, you dumbass.
If I was running for office, that's all it'd be is let's try something else. Let's try it out.
That was I think it was Trump's campaign.
Let's try something else. He was harkening back to some glory age that didn't ever exist.
Yeah, but it's also like, these other shits don't work because like I'm gonna be doing something else. I'm a businessman. I'm something else.
Oh, that was all bullshit though. Mine will actually be able to do something else. Try something else, huh? You ever thought about it? You ever thought about trying something else?
Something else. Hope it changes, Kyle.
Something. But I guess that could be the slogan. Just a little something. A little something for everybody.
A little something.
No problem. If I'm elected, I promise people won't be getting snatched off the street. It's fucking crazy.
It seems like a bare minimum.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes. So. Yeah,
Zoom.
Someone on Twitter was like, man, the craziest thing about 2020 is like System of a Down songs being right. And it's like, what the fuck? You fucking baby brains. Do you don't remember the fucking Bush administration? These songs are relevant when they were written. God damn. Tired of like baby brains like trying to steal like steer the cultural like discussion. Like fucking just because you didn't understand shit until 2 weeks ago doesn't mean everyone else has to listen to your bullshit.
I feel like I've been on that train for a while.
Yeah. Hey guys, you heard about this new political philosophy? It's called socialism.
Well, have you read the works of Karl Marx? He's a radical new thinker.
Yeah. It'll blow your minds. No one's ever considered it.
Hey, you gentlemen heard of a man named called Bernie Sanders?
Bernard Sanders.
Bernard Sanders.
Hey, you know what? Fuck him too, man. He fucking shit the bed as soon as his campaign was over. I got no respect for that fool anymore.
I kind of knew that was going to happen. But I mean, no, he's like,
That's
I
what
kind
I'm
of like
talking
him from
about.
like the I don't know,
I guess I appreciate him.
the work he's put in, like the highlight, the growth he's
the highlight reel. I mean, yeah,
essentially
for being as like left,
not the be real though, because some of that's pretty bad.
Yeah, I guess I appreciate him for being as left as he possibly could within our like government system, but not impressed. But whatever. I mean, what are you?
Hey,
do?
you know what, Kyle? Meanwhile, one of the actual most progressive senators is about to get primaried by fucking Joe Kennedy.
Well, you got to respect the dynasty. Like Celtic power, baby. Celtic tiger. Rawr. Yeah, fucking that sucks. I see they're doing the same thing with Markey that they did with Sanders too, where it's like his supporters are just being jerks. Why would they possibly be mad at Kennedy, who loves fossil fuels? It's just because they're baby jerks. And you know it'll probably work, especially in Massachusetts because he's a Kennedy.
I mean, they don't even have to do that shit. He was going to win no matter what.
Look, it's a Kennedy.
You can run I just think I have tweeted this out. You can run a paper bag with Kennedy written on it. It's going to be anybody in Massachusetts.
The Kennedy family is so interesting to me because they're like emblematic of how Celtic people became Anglos in the United States. You know what I mean? They're basically just like a rich inbred fucking court of earls. You know? Ugh, disgusting. Oh, to go back to the System of Down thing, I was thinking, I guess I can't be too mad at the younger kids because I was thinking about how everything they consume at this point is just like a drip feed of whatever a corporation's algorithm gives to them. You know what I mean? It's really hard to
break free. You gotta break free.
It's like I think it's increasingly harder to like cultivate your own path as far as like identity and like consumption and stuff go. Because it's like, I don't know, like someone sent me like this TikTok where it was like talking about punk bands, and all the bands they were talking about was like fucking Fall Out Boy and My Chemical Romance and shit, which was lame ass consumer shit.
They weren't punk when they came out.
Yeah, and it's like, this is what punk is to the kids now. Oh no! Obviously, there's kids.
That can't be right.
There's got to be tons of kids that still listen to the Crow magazine and shit. Hopefully, but it's just like so weird for. I guess like being on the radio really determines your legacy, huh?
Yeah, that's true.
That sucks because Clear Channel ran everything. By Clear Channel, they're now called iHeartRadio, and they run the podcast industry too. So,
including this one.
Are we affiliated with them in any way, you think?
I know. I think we're on one of their platforms. I definitely think we're on the iHeartRadio platform.
Ah, fuck.
I think the only one we're not on is the Stitcher one because it's kind of hard. And that was too lazy to do all the fucking legwork they had.
Oh, well, there's no ethical consumption under capitalism, right? That's just so ridiculous to me, though. Like, podcasts absolutely started as like a DIY, independent sort of media concept, and then Clear Channel is like, hey, I've got an idea.
Well, like, that's because podcasts prove they can make money, and then so large corporations like, well, you know what we can do? Make more money.
Fucking the budget costs must be like the cost benefit or whatever for podcasts must be ridiculously good too.
Well, I mean, just think we're doing it right now. This essentially costs us about $30 a year. Startup costs were maybe a little bit more than that, a few $100s, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm sure large studios they're sure a lot more than that.
The overhead, yeah.
Not that much, you know, because they're probably recording a lot of the same podcasts in the same studios using the same sound engineers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We do it all independently. Fuck that shit. We're real DIY. Joe Stromer be proud. Rest in power, Joe Stromer.
No, well, John Lewis too.
John Lewis. That's another example of like the political machine really stopping the momentum of an actual revolutionary.
No. Well, I mean, that's kind of it's kind of how the U.S. government's political machine is built, is not to have massive, quick changes.
That sucks.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if, I mean, that's by design. I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing, but
I'm sure it's a good idea back when our government was started and when like they didn't even have like, you know, radio or anything.
It took like months to get letters going.
Yeah.
I mean, that part's certainly true. I don't know if like massive quick changes are a good idea either. It certainly seems like it does move too slow. And like, it's not even that it necessarily moves too slow. It's just that there's so much shit built on it that there's no change really at all. You know what I mean? Like, no one really actually leads or acts. And like, this Congress has been like one of the most inactive Congresses ever. The only thing they fucking do is put judges in place.
See, I see him post a lot on Twitter.
Well, that's true. You got Marco Rubio over there posting pictures with Elijah Cummings. You fucking little shit.
Yeah, the culture wars. They're fighting hard for the culture war.
I can't wait till this Christmas, which is going to be canceled.
Sponsored by Goya Beans. Yikes.
Nothing says Christmas like Goya.
I mean, we eat Mexican food on Christmas a lot of the time. I realize Goya is a Cuban company, but, you know, you get the idea. But I don't think our family's never been big on Goya products that I can recall.
I don't think I've been big about them a couple times in my life.
Yeah. So the last few weeks, like I was getting, I don't know, I was losing my mind a little bit when it came to the state of the world. And, I guess I've gotten to like such an extreme exhaustion point where it's gone back around where like the absurdity of it is just like keeping me going now. Well, that's not what
I mean, you kind of hit on it. You've said this before, and this is kind of like the dark side of the philosophy. Is like sometimes people just have to fucking deal with it.
Yeah, that's. I mean, hey, you can kind of just do what you want,
right? I mean, open door philosophy is real gross if you let it be.
I mean, mine's more just about letting people behave how they want to. You know what I mean? Like express themselves how they want. Not necessarily when it comes to authority. There's obviously got to be rules in place for how authority operates.
Right, but it's still like a really extreme. Like, guess what? I can just do what I want to.
Yeah, but it sucks because the reality of it is you can do whatever you want at all levels, essentially, especially if you're like a wealthy white man.
At the cost of everyone else's expense too. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, that's my thing is like you can do whatever you want as long as it doesn't hurt other people. But everyone out here is just doing whatever they want specifically to hurt other people a lot of the time. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I fucking didn't finish college, so don't fucking ask me.
I don't know, man. I worked with a lot of people that had finished college and had advanced degrees beyond that. They did not really seem that smart. So.
Oh yeah, actually, I hate to lean into like the people's authority and their purpose,
especially when like
granted by artificial means. When it is just like how good you are at following directions and meeting deadlines. No, that's another shitty thing about the podcast industry is that now everyone's got to have like some sort of authority on what they're speaking about. No, normal people can have opinions and shit too. It's fine, but that's not what this podcast is about. This podcast is about
appeals to authority.
Shitty movies. Shitty movies. I figured, it's been a while since we watched a shitty, dumb piece of shit horror movie.
This is a good one, though.
Yeah. It's good for like all the wrong reasons. Like,
oh man, I enjoyed it. It was fun. I mean, like not like. You know what I mean? There's some good stuff in there.
Yeah,
the villain's great.
Yeah, to me, it's just it doesn't lean enough into like the exploitation elements of the time period.
There's not enough tits and ass. There's not enough blood. Is what
exactly, yeah. Which is I love it. I love the camp. I love the fucking exploitation. The just pushing the limits, but not actually pushing the limits because it's just showing nipples and blood. It still is pretty good. And shockingly, it's got a 6.2 on IMDb.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
It's pretty good for like this style of horror movie, I think, because it's not necessarily like super well known like the big three franchises, right? And then it's not like a great horror movie. It really is just like a cult film, but it's shockingly I guess it's IMDb, so the people that are going out of their way to vote on it probably are familiar with it. But I mean, I think like some of like my faves are definitely like sitting around like 4s and 5s and stuff. I wasn't sure how many people are familiar with this movie. It's definitely one of those movies that, like, because it was relatively safe and got a PG rating, it was on TV a lot. So I guess a lot of people probably saw it. Like, it'd be on like TNT and shit.
Yeah, it feels like a TBS classic.
Yeah, like Legend of Boggy Creek and stuff. Them good ones.
Every year, hundreds of young people travel the country and disappear. God help those who get caught in the tourist trap. Tourist trap, where beautiful young people looking for excitement are tricked, terrorized, trapped. Let go! Tourist trap. Shock you can see.
Yeah, so Tourist Trap, this one's 1979, so technically we cheated, but I mean, like, the late 70s.
We've said 79 to 90, right? Is kind of where we go, except for on special occasions.
Yeah, I mean...
That's what we're sticking with. Fuck off.
Also, like, fuck the rules.
We can do what we want. You can't stop us.
Yeah, no gods, no kings, no masters.
Except there's probably both gods and kings. God kings.
God save us. I'm waiting on that refugee status.
Who'd you apply to?
Well,
the government is trying to kill you.
Yeah, I want it to be an option where, like, the world governments are just like, all right, we can give you refugee status to members of the United States. It's obvious. Because if this shit was happening in Bolivia, you know who'd be there to take over the government?
Maybe. There'd be some like calls for it, and there'd be like there'd be like a 50-50 chance that America would show up to kick America's ass.
Well, no, I mean, the truth of it is the United States would have been there sowing the seeds.
The CIA would have been involved for a long time. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that they're not.
I mean, kind of seems like they are.
They're not good at what they do, but I mean, they do it.
I mean, they're good at what they do. It just happens to be what they do is something like really easy. It's kind of easy to push desperate people over the edge, right?
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess my point is like they're not supposed to be so. You're not supposed to know, but everybody knows. You know what I mean? They're not that good at it. Sometimes
they'll just straight up like say they did something that is identical to other things that they deny doing. And you're like, oh well, this movie doesn't have the CIA in it. It's actually only got about 5 people. It's a good way to make a movie. I was thinking. Also, if we ever lived in a totalitarian system, I'd like to be the sort of Joseph Goebbels like propaganda minister. But my only thing would be people would be able to make any kind of movies they want, but it'd just be like everyone's budget is capped at $10 million, and it's like, all right, now I want to see what you can make with $10 million. Like, here you go, Marvel, go make another Iron Man. See how that shit goes. So, this is a thing I love about 80s movies, just little scrappy movies.
The next Iron Man will be 20 minutes long. It'll come in 15 installments.
Yeah. I just like these little scrappy movies from the 80s where the budget was like $70,000, so we can only hire like 5 actors, and we're going to have like 3
only
sets.
One of them could be good.
Yeah, we got 3 sets. That's it. Let's make it work. And, you fucking, sometimes you just get fucking gold out of that shit. There's something about the desperation and having to work within your limits that makes people make better art. That's
just
not,
like an Iron Man.
I'm not advocating to keep defunding the arts. That's not what I'm trying to say. It's just that
fund smaller projects as well.
I guess it's when people are passionate about something they're doing and they're going to work as hard as possible to get it done. Usually ends up being better than just.
We really should encourage more government funding of the arts, because what will happen is it will fund more. Well, usually it funds smaller projects, but who the fuck knows the way the government
I
works
mean, who
these
knows
days.
where that money's gonna go? Yeah, it's only
That's what traditionally happened, but
no,
when
it's
you give
only
money to
gonna
the arts.
it's gonna go like all to MoMA, whoever like the curator at MoMA is, because he's friends with fucking Epstein or some shit. I don't know. That's how it works now. It's basically like organized crime, but not cool because it's not ethnic minorities anymore. It's just rich white guys. Ah, shit. I don't know. What else can we complain about today? Let's see what comes up. Tourist Trap, 1979. Shockingly, 6.2 on IMDb. A group of young friends stranded at a secluded roadside museum are stalked by a masked assailant who uses his telekinetic powers to control the attraction's mannequins.
Yeah, the telekinetic part, I would cut that if I remake that.
Shockingly, it's not in the original script.
No.
They just kind of...
That's not shocking at all.
Yeah, one of the producers was like, hey, what if we
give them superpowers?
Yeah,
Hey, you guys seen that movie Firestarter?
It's directed by a man named David Schmoller, which sounds like you're just making fun of someone named Mueller. Hey, what's up, Schmoller?
Schmoller. It's
But
Mueller, guys. Call it out.
That was actually his name, though. He's going to go on to direct Puppet Master, which is a much better movie. It is a much better movie, but that's not saying much, or that's not saying anything really negative against this movie, because the Puppet Master series are just magnifique. Chef's kiss. I love the Puppet Master movies. I haven't liked any of the new recent ones they've made. Which,
I've not seen a Puppet Master movie since 1996. So.
Yeah, so I watched the first, like, where Puppet Master's Back, which came out like 2016, 2017.
Yeah, and he's evil again, right?
It didn't have the Puppet Master in it. It just had the puppets. And it was all right. And then this guy actually came back to direct another one in 2018, which I haven't watched. I'll probably check it out when we end up watching Puppet Master. I'll marathon that shit. Hopefully,
all 20 Puppet Masters. How many Puppet Masters up there now?
There's got to be like 10 of them at least now. Fuck, that's awesome. I can't wait to do that. I hope I don't have a girlfriend at that point. Actually, no, I'll have a girlfriend.
You want a girlfriend that wants Puppet Master?
Yeah, a girlfriend that wants to watch Puppet Master. Hell yeah.
So this is like a date watch update.
Oh, it's been a while since the date watch update. No dates. Can't leave the house because I can't risk my parents' health.
You can do like those Zoom days. I've seen those advertised.
Oh, really?
Zoom
that's pretty interesting, I guess. I'm hoping like just to get here's the thing is I don't like going out and doing things anymore. So I'm hoping like not to use the podcast as a dating service like, you know, other like leftist creeps on the internet, but like, you know, just maybe, you know, someone will think I'm cool and they'll want to hang out. Someone who's like around my age.
No, you gotta go for someone younger. I'm saying like 20 is probably the max age.
Nah, because here's the thing.
Gross.
Yeah, it's gross as shit. It's creepy. But and then even in practical terms, here's
it's
the
weird.
thing.
Yeah, it doesn't work out.
When I was in my 20s, I was like hella ratchet, right? And so I'm definitely down with like women that are ratchet and wild and stuff too. I'm into that shit. However, I'm also like old and retired now. So I think a perfect partner for me is also another old retired ratchet. So that means like it's got to be someone in their 30s anyways, because in the 20s, that's when you should be getting fucking wild and stuff. You know what I mean?
Nope.
So just even for practical reasons, it's like, no, I'm not dating someone in their 20s. They might still
I don't got the energy for that.
Yeah, they might still be trying to party and stuff. Here's the things I like to do: lift weight, read book, watch old Clash videos, watch 80s movies. That's it. Those are the only things I do.
Eat food.
Yeah, man, it's getting so boring. I'm looking forward to dinner and shit. Like
I'll meet you. Some days I'm like, oh, what's for
Yeah.
dinner? I hope it's a good one.
Yeah, I'm waking up and like, what's there to look forward to today? Dinner's coming. That'll be nice. It'll be nice to eat some dinner. Today though, I was like, oh, I'm watch some Gundam. So thank you, Gundam.
I guess I need to find something to watch.
Yeah, I'll start watching Gundam. There's like 20 series.
It's
gonna take like a year.
Gundam anymore.
Why not?
I don't know. I tried to watch Gundam Wing maybe I don't know, it was a long time ago. Like
I think
3 years
Gundam
ago,
Wing
maybe.
might be a bad one aside from the nostalgia.
Giant robots in space don't interest me anymore, I guess.
It's about.
I think I've been there, done that. Like, what's the best giant robot in space thing? And I'll watch that.
The original Gundam, probably.
Well, then I've seen that.
Oh, I don't know. Iron Blooded Orphan seems pretty cool so far. It's about child soldiers, so it's going to be
just
grim.
the Gundam has been on for so long. It's like, God damn it, guys! Just no more Gundam. Also, someone said it really concisely. I saw it the other day again, and it was like, it was basically like Gundam meme. It was like the point war, but then it was like, corporation using really cool giant space robots to teach you a lesson.
Yeah.
About war.
I mean, that's true. Yeah, it is heavily commodified.
And then they sell toys about it.
Well, yeah, the model industry from Gundam is like the biggest thing. So I guess it is a major consumer product now. Man, maybe I don't want to watch Gundam anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry, I just ruined your quarantine.
Shit. I'm tired of being like trying to be like intellectual about the media I consume. I don't think it matters. I'm just gonna watch.
You can be intellectual about it. It's just like, you got to be honest that it's been commodified too.
Yeah, everything has, except for Tourist Trap. They didn't even make any sequels.
There's a chance. It's out there. We're gonna highlight it. They're gonna remake it. It's gonna be 20 Tourist Trap movies.
Well, we'll get to it towards the end, but Stephen King kind of actually put this movie on the radar.
It feels like a very Stephen King movie.
It does. Just real quick on David Schmoller. He also directed
Schmoller, guys.
6 episodes of the USA Network's late night drama Silk Stocking.
Oh, that's a sexy one.
It had a really sexy opening, but then you go to watch the show. It's not sexy at all.
I think there's usually the opening was a little the cold opening, right? There's usually some sort of sexy thing involved in like the murder, right? That's my recollection because it was always on right after wrestling.
Yeah, it was always on after Monday Night Raw, and then I just remember the opening being sexy, and then it was just a police procedural show with like people that were old and not sexy. People that are like in their 40s. Like, hey, we're sexy.
That's gonna be you soon.
Nah, I'm not gonna make it to my 40s because of Civil War II. This movie was also written by David Schmoller, but also another man named J. Larry Carroll, who I guess probably cartoon fans are familiar with because he's written episodes for basically every 80s cartoon there is. Talking Thundercats, She-Ra, He-Man, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, G.I. Joe, Brave Star. Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? Anything you think of.
Give me an episode for my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or G.I. Joe. Let me see what's his quality.
G.I. Joe, I don't have them pulled up. The one I remember for G.I. Joe was like it was like Apocalypse Tomorrow or something, which I believe is one of the original stories they did before it was an actual series. So I think he might be pretty good at writing cartoons. He also wrote for Star Trek: The Next Generation. I mean, whatever. More important, yeah, I know. More importantly, Walker, Texas Ranger.
Never mind.
And Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction.
Oh my God, never mind. What the fuck?
He would do anything. He didn't care.
Have you seen that supercut of Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction?
Yeah, where it's like, you're wrong. Turns out you're wrong.
No, you ever in a bicycle? You ever? That's my favorite one. I'll see if I can find it and send it to you.
Chuck Connors. He's from the TV cowboy pipeline we've talked about. He did TV. He played cowboys on TV and detectives. He's also in Old Yeller.
Oh yeah, now he's doing a guy with sort of a New England accent, making fun of Yankees for something. Yeah.
That's like the Pet Cemetery guy.
This dude does have like a faint New England, like Maine accent, and he's fucking like, "Oh, I have this here to scare the Yankees."
my brother moved on to Hollywood. I'm just out here in the valley.
Down here in the South, you know how it is.
So he has a line where he says, "Once they move the highway, I'm afraid we lost most of our business." He has
a line about it.
Well, this is directly from the film Psycho. But then, yes, he does continue to go on to just not ever stop talking about that goddamn highway.
Fucking highway. The highway's the one that fucked his wife.
There's a fucking highway. The people used to come in here and swim with the water moccasins and have a good time, but then the highway came. Son of a bitch. And then I used to have a brother, but they paved the highway over him. And then the highway killed my wife. The highway took my leg. That's why I got this limp.
Oh yeah, me and my wife gonna build a hotel down by the water moccasin lake. Watch all the people get eaten. Laugh our asses off. Oh yeah.
So this fella here, Chuck Connors, thought maybe this movie would be a way for him to pivot his waning career into being like a villainous horror movie type character. Yeah, he's giving it his all because he's like, this is fucking going in my reel. But it didn't work out, so that sucks.
Too bad. I mean, if I was making movies, I would have cast him something else if I saw this.
I was thinking that too, but then I was trying to think what else would I cast him in, thinking about 80s movies that he could have been in. It was like,
Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade.
Instead of Sean Connery?
That's right.
That'd be interesting. What about the kids? Aside from Slauson, we just got some kids running around.
And there's a Beastmasters ladies in this.
Hell yeah, she is. They're not really kids though. They're probably like around 30. They're movie kids. 30 yet. They're a movie 25
she's
year olds.
She goes on. She's a mom in that 70s show.
Yeah, Tanya Roberts is who you're talking about. I mean, she's also in Charlie's Angels for 16 episodes. At the end of Charlie's Angels. Yeah.
This will revitalize it.
But yeah, that's the big thing. She's fucking Midge on that 70s show. Tanya Roberts. She's got the sultriest voice. Hey, she's great in that 70s show. She's like one of the funniest characters. Also, remember Laura Pepron in that 70s show?
I do.
Donna. Donna. And then I watched a few episodes of Orange is the New Black when it came out because a bunch of my girlfriends were watching it, so I just caught a few episodes when they were watching it. She was in it with dark hair, and I was like, Laura Pepron.
I watched that whole thing because Coop loved that show.
Oh.
It's like a lady show.
It does seem to be oriented towards a female audience.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Not like those old Russ Myers movies about women in prison.
I don't think they were inspired by Russ Myers when they made Orange is the New Black at all.
They should have been.
Probably not.
I mean, it wouldn't have been very PC for the SJW world.
But it went more realistic. That's how Lady Prisons really is.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Our final girl, the hero, the main character is Jocelyn Jones, who plays Molly. I'll get it out of the way. Aside from Tanya Roberts, no one else in this movie has a career beyond this movie, unfortunately. The big thing about Molly, though, is she does not look like she's dressed to have a fucking good time.
Yeah, where are they going? Because she looks like, are they going to marry her off? Or like, what's the...
She looks like she's going to like Mormon prom or something. She's got wedge heels on and everything. It's like, what are you doing? I thought it seemed like you guys are just going out to the woods to drink beer and shit. What's happening? She was not ready to party, but she's supposed to be like virginal and demure, right? Because she's the final girl.
Yeah, they don't like really throw that in your face at all.
Nah, she's just wearing white.
Does exactly what she's told at all times.
Yeah, I think maybe they even mentioned she's a virgin. You know how it is. She's the one that's afraid to go skinny dipping, all that sort of stuff. We also got John Van Ness, who plays Johnny. The whole movie, whenever he shows up, I'm like, he doesn't have the arms to go sleeveless.
I always think vests never look good on anyone.
Tim Armstrong from Rancid.
No, not even him.
I've never seen that man wear sleeves, and he doesn't need them. Also, The Clash. They're always going sleeveless.
I'm not saying sleeveless. I'm just like, I don't know. The best thing is like, I'm always like, you kind of look like a dork.
What? I mean, what? Not if it's like a punk vest. That's what I mean.
Your vest was fine, but I don't know.
Tim Armstrong has always got his armor on. Maybe not anymore. He's pretty old now. He's got a big ass beard and a weird.
I don't necessarily mean like, I don't know, like those like tight, those little like very leather or leather-esque vests always bothered me.
Well, yeah, his vest
the small little like dorky vest.
His is
get some bulk on it. That's what I'm getting.
Well, yeah, his is like cut like an actual like waistcoat, and it just happens to be denim, and it's like too tight, and yeah, it just looks all 70s and shitty. But everything about him kind of sucks. In fact, he looks like he's about 40 years old. He reminds me of the lead singer of MC5 with his afro.
He is the lead singer of MC5.
What?
You know what? Whoa.
All right, that's enough clowning on that guy. I'm sure
No, we're gonna get to it later because he's awful in this
yeah,
movie.
he sucks. Robin Sherwood, who plays Eileen, who
Come on, Eileen. Blah, 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 blah.
oh, remember she puts on that ascot like in the video for Come on, Eileen. She's the dumb one because she's just like, yeah, I'm gonna go investigate that spooky house. Oh, I hear voices. It must be Woody playing a prank on me.
He's gonna be at this random house. He knew we were gonna be here.
And then Tanya Roberts, who we mentioned, she's Becky, Midge on the 70s show, Kiri and Beastmaster. She's on Charlie's Angels. So Tanya Roberts insisted on running through the woods barefoot in one scene.
Oh God.
She thought it would help her, better project a sense of pain and fear. The result was she just tore up her feet, so I guess it worked.
I thought she stepped on a nail. Tetanus.
Then finally, he's barely in the movie. Keith McDermott, he plays Woody. He is, unfortunately, in my opinion, the only interesting death in the movie, though.
Oh yeah, they get a spike right through the base of the spine. They siphon out that adrenochrome.
Yeah, but the thing is, so it's like a metal pipe. I don't know. It would have to be traveling at such velocity to penetrate him rather than just bounce off of him and bruise the shit out of him.
Not only that, to penetrate him just enough so that it starts to drain blood, but not go all the way through.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the whole point of it was to do the blood leaking out of him, right? Because that's cool. That's cute. That's like a fun little 80s way to die or slasher way to die. I like it a lot. But if you think about it in realistic terms, it's like, well, there's even a knife in the cabinet. Why didn't the knife kill him?
Because it's not as fun. You think of the knife's going to kill him, but then they there's a twist. So there's a lot of twists in this movie.
Yeah. What's cool about that scene, though, is they built the set at 90 degrees. So he's actually like on the floor and the cabinet is on the roof and shit's just dropping on him.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's fun. That's
also,
fun.
if I was him, I'm not trying to go through the door back through the house. You know what I mean? Like, the dummy breaks a window. The first dummy breaks a window. I'm jumping out that window.
Not me. I'm attacking the dummy. I'll be like, who do you work for? Yeah, I wouldn't hang around. I also wouldn't stick my hand into a mysterious hole in the door.
Mm-hmm. That's how you lose a hand.
What's in here?
Give it back. Give it back.
Best case scenario is it's going to be a stranger's dick.
Is that the best case scenario? I thought the best case scenario is that it's nothing.
Oh. Nah, best case scenario, stranger's dick.
And then number 2, nothing.
Number 2, someone you know's dick.
Oof.
And then it's a prank. And I'll show you a prank. Oh,
God.
I have a shocking revelation for fans of the podcast. That's right, the Scream Queen herself, the queen of the podcast, everyone's favorite zombie punk rocker, Linnea Quigley, is actually in this movie disguised as a mannequin.
What?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, dang.
She's one of the mannequins.
Knows. She doesn't even know anymore.
Probably not. She's like, oh, it's mannequin number 2. Not to say her faculties have declined or anything, just that, I mean, how would she know which mannequin she is? That's right, trash is in it. Fucking rules.
Like death and stuff.
Like
death. Think about death and death.
You're fantasizing about being killed.
There's always these old men everywhere that are grabbing me and pulling me and just touching me in death.
Daywatch update. That's what I'm talking about, is I need a trash you retired. Retired from the life. I know on a previous episode I was like, there's a punk rock saying, it's if you used to be, you never were. That's true. I'm still a punk rocker. I'll be punk till the day I die, but I also retired from the lifestyle a little bit because I don't want to die at like 40. I mean, I'm probably going to anyways because all the shit I did in my 20s, but you got to try a little bit.
I'm drinking water now.
Yeah. It's all, but sometimes, especially lately, I'll wake up and be like, what is it all for? Shouldn't I just drink all day, every day anyways?
And then you wake up the day after you drank all day, every day, you're like, never mind.
Yeah, that's the problem, is like, if you don't keep drinking, for me now anyways, since I'm so old and shitty, if I don't keep drinking, like, oh God, sometimes even like the second day after drinking is worse. Oh yeah, here we go. This is the good shit. You ready? Ready for some good shit?
Nope.
David Schmoller, after writing the screenplay, with Carroll. They originally intended for John Carpenter to direct the film. Whoa.
Wow. Well, yeah. Good luck.
Which is, I mean, they basically made this movie because Halloween existed, so they may as well get John Carpenter to do it, right?
Yeah, it seems like something he wants to do the rest of his life.
He didn't even want to do Halloween anymore. But the Carroll was unsatisfied with the financial arrangements, and they instead had Schmoller direct it. So basically what that means is John Carpenter was like, I'll do it for like $1 million, and like, we don't have $1 million.
I'll do it.
And yeah, according to Carroll, the original screenplay did not feature any telekinetic powers, which makes sense because that part's stupid as hell.
Yeah, it's tacked on as shit.
The only time it's cool is when he steals the key from Johnny. When Johnny stands up and he's like, yeah, can't get that key.
Yeah, got you there, don't I?
Yeah, that's
I'm going to be handsome like my brother.
A lot of times he
Pretty well.
uses the telekinetic power to break his own shit for no reason. Like when he's killing Eileen, he pulls the chair out, she sits into it. She seems relatively comfortable in the chair when she gets sat down, right? She's just like, I guess I'll stay here. And she's getting strangled to death by the ascot, which is all right, cool. That's how he's killing her. But you know, it's like all around the room, he's also just blowing up all his flasks and his decanters and stuff.
He's just a crazy person.
Yeah, it's like, why are you destroying all your own shit?
When he starts, you know, when his blood's going, he can't help himself.
Oh, it loses control.
Yeah, you know, there's a sexual nature to this, if you understand.
There's always a sexual nature to goddamn serial killers. A serial killer who just kills for fun, huh? When is that gonna happen?
I just enjoy the blood.
Yeah, just a fun-loving serial killer. The only outlier is Jeffrey Dahmer, who did not enjoy killing. He just wanted the body.
Well, that's a few people that don't really enjoy killing, right? That just like playing with bodies.
Yeah, like Ed Gein, Jeffrey Dahmer. There's some other
I don't know
ones.
enough about the classification of serial killers, but that's my understanding of it anyways.
Well, there's process killers and product killers. Process killers get off doing the killing. Product killers just kill so they can get the body.
See, that's, you know, if you're gonna do it, you gotta get off doing both.
That's what I think too. Is like the whole shebang, right?
Yeah,
Like you gotta enjoy the killing, and then after that, you've got a body to play with. Yeah,
that's how I feel about it.
well, why half-ass it? Yeah, the problem is though they seem to be like compulsions. So I don't know if they can intellectualize. Like, well, I guess they better do both.
That's a real shame. You know, I feel like you got to use the whole thing. If you kill a buffalo, you got to use the whole thing.
Yeah, use every part of it. That's so what you're saying. I get what you're saying. If you're gonna be a serial killer, you also got to be a cannibal.
Yeah. Yep.
That makes the most sense to me. This guy wasn't though. He turned people into mannequins, which is weird.
Well, you know what? That's you know, he's doing something. He's making art. So
yeah, that's true. He's using the product, but it's weird that the kids didn't walk into like his house or the mannequin shop and be like, "God, what is that fucking smell?"
Well, it's because of the plastic or something. The plaster.
It's just got all the human juice locked inside.
Yeah.
I feel like
it's amazing they didn't walk into the fucking mannequin deserted town and they're like, "Oh my god, we gotta get out of here. This guy's a fucking crazy person."
Yeah, they really bought his bullshit for a long time because it's like it's supposed to be a shocking reveal that he's the killer, right? But it's like, well, duh. The only question you have about it is just because the filmmaking is a little bit shaky, right? Because some of like the costume changes and him showing up at different places doesn't really work on a real like timeline they're establishing. Well, that's just because it's kind of like sort of bad filmmaking.
Yeah, and the editor wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah, it's not like a real red herring. It's just kind of a mistake. Well, my brother is so handsome, not like me. Or maybe I'm a handsome one. I don't know. His like relationship with his brother and his own identity is all mixed up.
Yeah. Did you see the Atlanta episode where they flipped this one thing around?
Swamp Thing?
No, you know, like they did the same thing with the two brothers, and like one of them's in the wheelchair and is all
Atlanta, the Dong Lover show?
That's right. You don't remember that episode? It's in the second season.
Oh,
he goes to buy the did you not see the second season?
I only watched the first season, yeah.
Well, fuck off then.
Yeah, so I'm not familiar with what you're talking about. I just remember like the episode I remember the most is when Lakeith Stanfeld's gonna like hook him up with the way to make money, and it turns out he's just investing in dog breeding. He's like, yeah, we'll come back in a few months.
That pays off in the second season too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's like for real. That's like the fucking. That's a sick way to make money, man. The dogs produce themselves. There's like barely any overhead. You just feed one dog, more dogs come out of it.
Yeah, you gotta take care of the dog though. At least like I feel like you should take care of the dog morally. And dogs, it's not. Dogs aren't inexpensive, and you gotta you gotta get it shots. You gotta take it to the vet.
Yeah, but then the dog like prints like $6,000 just comes out of it. It's all worthwhile, and you have a dog that you love.
Yeah, there's complications. You're making it seem more easier than it actually is.
It's easy in my fantasy life. That's why soon you'll catch me breeding pigs. Except for I don't know how much there's demand for pigs. So.
Yeah, probably not pet pigs necessarily.
You just see me living on a plot of land with a bunch of pigs. We can't get rid of them.
Would you like to buy my pig? It's $5.
I'm just giving them away. Can't get rid of these assholes.
Why don't you eat them? Oh God, no,
my friends.
Don't you ever talk to Mr. Pickles this way again.
Don't you ever say anything like that in front of Chorizo again.
He named it after all officer.
Yeah, they're all named after like pork products.
Oh, Adobe Doc, come here.
Shit. Production designer Robert A. Burns had worked on Tobe Hooper's Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Wes Craven's The Hills Have Eyes. He handled art direction and the majority of special effects, including the mannequins. This movie does have a lot in common with those two films, kind of. It's just like the not as disturbing version of it. Because, you watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre and The Hills of Eyes, both those movies still really hold up like from the atmosphere, where it's just you're kind of uncomfortable. Everything seems like sweaty and dirty.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's true. I have a real problem with like the sound of Texas Chainsaw Massacre the entire time. I'm like,
especially like the dinner scene where like it's like seems like some people are mic'd up and some people aren't, or like maybe there's just one mic and because of the distance they are from the mic, you can't like hear like half the family.
Right, and then like the generator the entire time. I don't know. Yeah. But Hillside Live for sure.
Yeah, but I mean the fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre is the ultimate independent movie success, right? Like they fucking it was like pennies for that budget, and they made one of the greatest horror films of all time. So you could give them a little leeway on the sound mixing. But
I give no one nothing.
Yeah, I made a joke earlier that they're copying Halloween, but this movie is more copying Texas Chainsaw Massacre and The Hills Have Eyes. In fact, they even called the killer Plasterface on set, which is an allusion to Leatherface, I'm sure.
Yeah.
When he's putting plaster on that one girl that's down in the basement, though, that's not plaster, that's pizza dough.
Is it really pizza dough?
Yeah, it's pizza dough.
He's like, I'm going to cover your mouth now.
That's the thing, too, is even if someone was plastering your face, just blow out. You know what I mean? Like, fuck you.
Take a big breath. No, stop it. You're ruining it.
Just keep doing it.
No, you're ruining it.
You can't stop me, old man.
Also, like, I'll be honest. Your heart's not going to explode from that. It's not going to burst. You're just going to suffocate.
She was just so terrified. Terrified.
I feel like he's just projecting. Like, he really wants her to be terrified.
Yeah, no, you probably just suffocate. I mean, I would. I don't know. Maybe I'm different. I'd suffocate. Nothing scares me.
I just don't think heart exploding from fear is a thing.
It is in Ringu. But Ringu involves the supernatural.
Ringu Star?
Ringu. That involves the supernatural. I guess this movie has supernatural elements to it. It's dumb telekinesis shit, but that's obviously an afterthought. He's supposed to just be plastering people, but the fear makes the heart explode. But only Sadako has that power.
No one will believe this movie unless he has crazy telekinetic powers. You guys read X-Men?
It is so weird for the producer to just throw that in there. I wonder
that's producers for you.
He absolutely had to like saw some other movie or some shit, and he's like,
I really need to make a movie about fucking telekinesis.
Yeah, put that in there. That shit's cool, man. Can't believe it.
Oh, we should have telekinesis take off the bra of one of the ladies.
Whoa, I saw on 60 Minutes there's people doing telekinesis. One of what's his name was
yeah, him and Stephen King read the same thing. Stephen King came up with Carrie, and this motherfucker's like, "Oh, just give this killer telekinesis."
I saw that guy. He was on TV bending spoons.
Oh wait, when did Carrie come out?
Carrie comes out before this.
There you go.
In fact, the Italian composer here, Pino Donaggio, was in town working on Joe Dante's Piranha at the time that David Schmuller was filming Tourist Trap. Since Donaggio spoke Spanish, as did Schmuller, the director was able to convince the composer to score the music for Tourist Trap. And Pino Donaggio was the composer on Carrie.
So that's why he has telekinesis. We figured it out.
Because Pino?
No, well, yeah, because of Pino. I don't know his accent, but I'm assuming. Hey, you put the telekinesis in the movie. It's a gold. What kind of Carrie?
Yeah. He doesn't speak English, though. He speaks Italian and Spanish. As far as I know, from the information I've gathered.
Well, I don't speak Italian, and my Spanish is like 60 words, maybe.
Yeah, and also Spanish I know isn't necessarily what...
oh, no, it's definitely not Castilian Spanish.
Yeah, or Catalan or anything like that. Ibiza.
To do some Duolingo shit for you. Barcelona.
Duolingo.
Barcelona.
Say Barcelona.
Barcelona.
Despite its depictions of violence and macabre images, the Motion Picture Association of America awarded the film a PG rating.
Yeah, because it didn't have any tits or blood.
Yeah, there's only a little bit of blood in the beginning when he turns Woody into like a water pump, a blood bank. Due to this rating, the film was able to receive significant broadcasting on syndicated television in the years following its theatrical release.
So maybe that guy got some residuals from that.
Who, Pino?
Yeah, Pino.
Pino Donaggio. He's the only one I'm concerned with.
I was worried about Leatherface himself. I forget the actor's name. The old cowboy.
Oh, Chuck Collins.
Chuck. Oh, good old Chuck.
Chuck Connors.
Connors. Oh my God, it's even better than Collins.
I knew it was one of the like bland Irish names. It was Collins, Connors, Leary, Lynch, one of those. But yeah, that's everyone involved in this film has a pretty boring name except for Pino. So I'm hoping that he got the most success out of it just because his name is the coolest.
That's how I base everything I do.
Pretty much.
That's the coolest name.
That's right. When you're a kid, that's like how you choose like what band to listen to, right? You're on the internet and you're like, who am I gonna listen to? Listen to the Clash, or am I gonna listen to Dexy's Midnight Runners? The fuck? I'm gonna listen to the Clash.
Ooh, Steely Dan. That's a cool name.
Who is Steely Dan? And why'd they name the band after him? You know, this is the complete aside, I guess, but the other day I heard someone mention that the B-52s were like surf rock, which they are, obviously.
Sort of. Like,
they have surf guitars in it, but like when I heard it, I was like, what the fuck? And then I went back and like listened to like some of their hits, and I was like, oh yeah, they are kind of like surf rock.
I don't know. I guess.
Well, it's definitely like heavily inspired surf rockabilly guitars.
Just every drama nerd I ever met in high school listened to B-52.
Well, yeah, because they were expressly camp. They were like if John Waters' movie was a band.
Yeah.
Well, if one of John Waters' like safe cute movies was a band.
Okay, yeah, if Hairspray was a band.
Yeah, if Hairspray was a band, or Crybaby was a band.
Yeah, it might even be more like Crybaby. If Crybaby was a band. Rock Lobster. Yeah, I can really hear Dick Dale out there go strum along to that, right?
Yeah, why not? Link Ray, Rock Lobster. Who knows, man? It's 2020. Things can be whatever you want them to be. The death of the author.
I got alternative facts for you. Rock Lobster.
Make up whatever you want. It's 2020. If you see something depicted in a film, the film is obviously advocating for that thing, and the film is bad, not the actual activity it's showing. That's the real problem, is that it was depicted in a film, not that it actually transpires in real life. Hey, I'm a fucking idiot on the internet, huh?
I don't know what stupid thing you're yelling about, but I remember Stephen King talking about this like fucking 15 years ago.
Yeah, it's just so prevalent now, how people treat media and stuff. It's like, oh, this movie depicted a bad thing, so the movie is bad, not that the actual thing that it presented is bad.
I mean, that honestly depends on how they depict it.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But I mean, people just do it for like the dumbest shit. It's like everything has to to cross like some like fucking obscure personal like purity test for anyone to think anything is worthwhile anymore.
That's correct. What do you don't get?
It's fucking dumb. Why is everything fucking a checklist now? Why is everything so like and fucking human taxonomy and shit? Man, fucking what does John Waters have to say about this shit? God damn it, where's John Waters?
I think he's at home reading a book.
Yeah, doing acid. I heard he's doing a lot of acid in quarantine.
Oh, what a guy.
What fucking he rules, man. I want to be like John Waters.
Not me. I'm going to sit here working at stupid internet jobs for the next 100 years.
That sounds terrible. That's the life we were afforded, though, is you just die alone watching Netflix, watching the next Star Wars.
I don't want to watch Star Wars anymore. I'll watch a Star Wars, but I'm not going to go out of my way. I still haven't really seen Rogue One.
I saw it in the theaters.
Nerd.
Well, me and my friends skipped work to go to the movies.
That's so fine, man.
We're like, fuck it, let's go to the movies. And then we got there, and I was like, what do you want to watch? And the only option was Star Wars Rogue One.
That's an acceptable time to see Rogue One.
It was also like Carrie Fisher just died, and she specifically liked Carrie Fisher as a human being. So I was like, okay. And then Carrie Fisher's ghost is in the movie.
I was going to say there's a computer ghost of Carrie Fisher in it.
Yeah, it's fucking technology ghost. Woo! Yeah, but then my friend fell asleep. I don't think she even saw the Carrie Fisher part. Probably shit, fucking, that's how it goes out here in these streets, working for a living, working for the man. Sometimes you say, fuck it, and go to the movies. Speaking of
working for the movies.
Speaking of movies, though, Variety wrote, although it has some appropriately menacing music and occasionally employs some decent special effects.
I think Capino.
The plot is too loaded with cliches, from the concept to individual bits of dialogue, to be taken seriously and not silly enough to be regarded as delightfully bad. I kind of agree with this, but like not with such harsh tones. You know what I mean? For me, it's like it doesn't necessarily reach the campy highs that I want, but yeah, I don't know. It's just it does everything that a horror movie is supposed to do at this point. You know what I mean? Hits all the points, but it just doesn't reach the delightfully campy extreme that I want. That's my only problem with it. I guess part of it's because I only watched it on TV, so I assumed that the TV edit had edited out all the boobs and violence, and then now watching the original version, the boobs and violence just weren't even there to begin with.
Hey, what is this bullshit?
Yeah. So not particularly my taste, but not a bad movie.
We go skinny dipping, they don't show me a single tit.
Single titty. Well, actually, the script originally called for nudity, but David Schmoller said he was too bashful and embarrassed to bring it up with the actresses during casting. And then when they got to the lake scene...
that makes sense, because considering he won't tell anybody his real name is Moeller.
It was like, hey, Schmoller.
It's fine, just call it. Schmoller's fine.
Kind of like a shitty human being, though. When they got to the lake scene, he did finally ask them if they'd be willing to do nudity.
Fellas, guys.
He was nice enough to take their answer no, so that didn't happen. But I just think it's shitty that he was too much of a bitch to bring it up during casting when they would have the opportunity to go in or out on the project, Mm-hmm. And he waited until like they were probably like contractually locked in. He's like, all right, now how about you get them titties out?
Well, but as long as the contract didn't say they had to get the titties out, then I guess he couldn't force it.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. I almost kind of feel like at this point they have more power than before, because it's like if you ask someone before you have the job, it's like, you okay getting your titties out?
Oh, it kind of puts pressure on them.
It's like, I'll get my titties out because I want that job.
You're right. It's
like a real damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation.
Yeah, I guess it's probably just like, don't ask women to get their titties out.
Well, damn it, Kyle! You just ruined exploitation movies for yourself.
Damn it! They're like, I mean, I already can't like justify them like morally with my own ethics and morals and stuff. I just like the absurdity. I guess
it's bad, again. Though. I feel like this is fine. Like this is probably the best scenario. Is like, no, you probably shouldn't wait till the last minute when you're about to get in the water. You know, give them the job, ask them afterwards. If they say no, but honestly, preface beforehand that it's fine if you say no. It's in fact you already have the job, right? Mm-hmm. And if they say no, just accept that and move on.
Yeah, I guess.
But if they say yes, then maybe show a titty if that's what you're into. I don't know. Like if I make a movie, I seriously gotta love a titty.
Yeah, I mean nothing we've written together or I've been writing recently calls for there to be any nudity in it, so I don't
No, I prefer you to refer to it as having a titty.
Oh, sorry, having titties out. Getting them out. Getting them out, as we like to say in the film industry.
That's the real technical term. Everyone knows.
Yeah, getting
having
them
a tit
out.
out.
Get it out, huh? Get them out, huh? Author and film critic Leonard Maltin gave the film 1.5 out of 4 stars.
Oh my God, Malton didn't like this one?
Yeah, he said although the film had a couple of genuine scares, it was mostly a boring thriller. My biggest complaint is we get a little bit too much focus on the killer. Like we learn a little bit too much about him, where it kind of just seems like,
yeah, we don't learn about it too much about him, but they never touch on why he has fucking telekinesis. So it's like, what?
No, and
like
also,
no one even mentions it.
It's yeah, because it's not in the script. So it just happens. It seems to be copying Psycho a little bit, right? Mm-hmm. And then where the killer kind of is the point of interest in the movie, which it works for Psycho, but I don't think I've ever seen it work in any other horror movie.
Freddy vs. Jason.
I mean, yeah, but that's like a cartoon.
Just joking. That's a good example.
Yep, but here's Stephen King. He came to save the day. In his book, Dance Macabre, from 1981, he praises the film as an obscure classic, noting that the film wields an eerie, spooky power as wax figures begin to move and come to life in a ruined, out-of-the-way tourist resort. What's the resort? So, yeah, that's kind of Stephen King talking about it is kind of what led to its popularity overall. I'm sure it probably still would have been appearing on TBS and USA late at night because it's a safe movie. But it became kind of a cult classic because Stephen King was like, hey, it's pretty good. But it turns out, I mean,
it's just okay.
It's okay, yeah. It's not offensively bad. That's, I guess, my problem with it.
Is this not offensively bad?
It's not like it's competently made, but like not that interesting. And then it's not bad enough to be entertaining solely for being bad. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, here's a decent movie that's kind of boring.
Sometimes that's all you need is a decent movie that's kind of boring.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's like a nice, cool beer. Not a cold beer, a cool one.
Final little trivia fact here. The mannequin who gives Molly something to drink is actually director David Schmoller's then wife.
What's Schmoller? That's fine.
The mannequin originally had 2 lines, but Schmoller had them edited out during post-production.
My wife's, I didn't tell her because, I don't want her to be mad, but she was awful.
Yeah, that's probably why they are no longer married. Could he edit out her lines? Because it says then wife, not wife anymore.
Was she having sex with his brother? Is that what happened?
Oh, this is an autobiographical film? Yeah, so this movie shares a lot of DNA, so to speak, with
gross
House of Wax, Psycho, Halloween, I guess. It's just it is interesting as sort of a reference cross point for maybe like 60s horror come to meet 70s horror, which I think is interesting. But I mean, it's no Return of the Living Dead or anything.
I don't know. It's enjoyable. It's like it's one of those movies you watch on a weekend with a drink in your hand and you don't think about it too much.
Yeah, it's like you go mow the lawn, you come in at like 4:00 in the afternoon, and this is what happens to be on TV, and you're like, okay, I'll take a nap to this. Real dad stuff.
Real dad type of movie.
Real dad type stuff. It was a good dad day. I'm getting into the dad life, dad core, as I like to call it. So it's just an aesthetic for me. I'm not going to be a dad. I just copy the aesthetic.
I saw Zac Efron's dad body and I felt ashamed of myself.
Yeah, he just didn't shave. Yeah, man, they're getting pretty blatant about like the body image like shit that they're doing in publicly and stuff now. That is like such like a blatant like no man is good enough. You know what I mean? Obviously, a lot of the focus is usually on women because it is much more pervasive and widespread for women to be photoshopped into like impossible goals, impossible standards, and it is like nonstop. You're inundated with it nonstop. But I feel like they're getting pretty bold about it with that Zac Efron thing. Is just like, well, fucking, What the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean? It's so absurd.
No,
But,
he's a real fat. He's a real fatty. I'll tell.
I mean, I did see it and want to get some steroids, but you know,
I was thinking, like, how much does HGH cost? Is there like a Chinese site I can buy it from?
well, the thing is, now that we're getting older, we could probably get it from a doctor.
I don't got no health insurance. I don't fucking.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, in the crazy mixed of fantasy world where we have health insurance.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing.
Like,
Would a doctor cover it even if we had health insurance?
Yeah, they give testosterone out like candy to like post 40 men. If you come with a good enough excuse, I bet you could get some in your 30s.
Oh, I'll just tell them I got erectile dysfunction.
Yeah.
They
Just
don't
like, I don't seem like I have the energy I did anymore. I just, I don't feel like having sex all the time. Not, out there hitting the weights or, scoring the game-winning touchdown for my high school team. What's going on, doc? And he'll be like, here you go, you need more testosterone. And I probably don't, but I'll get some more muscles. That's the cool thing about, steroids, though, is you don't even really have to work out. You just get bigger. All right, yeah, so Tourist Trap is all right. It's fun to watch movies that are fun and dumb. It was the internet. Luckily, I downloaded it with the perfect time because I downloaded it. And then the internet stopped working for like 4 hours. And I was like, well, I guess I can watch Tourist Trap.
It was free on Tubi TV, so I didn't have to download it.
Oh, but was it in 1080p, fully restored Blu-ray bullshit?
Fuck if I know.
Doesn't matter because like the fucking source they used, the original print was damaged anyway. So even if you watch it on the Blu-ray, it's like the print is like fucked up. Still grainy and shit. That's cool though because you can see the film grain.
That's what happens to a lot of those own films that no one gave a shit about.
Correct.
Even some of the films people cared about.
Yeah, the people used to be like really. They had like no preciousness when it came to like things that were filmed. You know what I mean? Like the Monty Python's Holy Grail like was just rotting away at some BBC closet for years. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. There's episodes of Doctor Who they don't even fucking have anymore because the tapes just disappeared or were destroyed or recorded over. It's
weird for that. People at one point, people were like, there's no way anyone's gonna ever want to watch The Good and the Bad and the Ugly again.
Well, it's like I guess in their minds it was disposable, and it's like we'll just make something else new in a week.
Yeah, that's a weird thought. Things. Which is different now because now people are very precious about media, but then a lot of it actually is disposable.
Makes you
It's
think.
interesting how things change.
So you're saying we should have let Monty Python's Holy Grail deteriorate?
They all turned out to be old racists, so maybe.
Well, just the dead one.
Just two of them.
Yeah, you don't talk about Eric Idle that way.
Terry Jones and Michael Palin seem to be all right. I guess it's just Terry Gilliam and fucking, the tall one. What's his name?
Shit.
Graham Chapman's the tall dead one. And then the other guy is...
he's in a faulty tower.
Basil Fawlty. That's his name. Basil Fawlty. Oh, well, it's not worth mentioning because he thinks Anglo-Saxons are better than everyone. He was just like, what's worse than the English 1,000-year occupation and genocide of the Irish? One time the Romans came to England. John Cleese, that's what his name is.
Thank you. Yeah, how did I forget that?
He always kind of reminded me of you, to be honest.
John Cleese?
Yeah, basically anytime there's like a really tall...
Oh, just a tall man on TV? That's why you compare to Jason Segel so much.
Yeah, basically just anytime there's a tall, goofy guy, I'm like, oh yeah, that's John. There he is. He's on TV. Yeah, because you don't look like John Cleese or Jason Segel, but it's like, yeah, there he is. I guess you have a very like British Islander face, I guess, though, right?
Well, I mean, most of our family came from Ireland, and the ones that didn't came from like England. So, what movie we watched next week?
Next week, speaking of films that seem to be a sort of attract a female audience, rather if they're intentional or not. Next week, we will be watching basically the favorite 80s movie of almost every girl I've dated, Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing? Ugh.
Yep. It's Swayze time.
Oh, Swayze. Is this our first Swayze?
Yeah, this is probably the first time
we're almost 100 episodes, and this is our first Swayze.
I mean, you think with the culture we cultivate, it would have been Outsiders first, but no, it's Dirty Dancing.
I had to watch this movie, honestly, not that long ago for like a class I was taking when I was getting my English degree. I also just read that the Lake and Dirty Dancing has just started to refill for the first time in like 10 years.
Well, hell yeah, man.
Thanks, climate change.
It was all very topical then.
Also, I want you to pay attention to the wardrobe choices in Dirty Dancing, which is supposed to take place in the early 60s.
Every time I've watched that movie, I've had no idea it was supposed to be like the 50s, 60s. And then someone told me, and I was like, what? What? I'm pretty sure it's just the 80s. So yeah, I don't know if they did a good job with that. This will be the first time I've watched it in probably close to a decade, I'd say.
Oh, I'm sure it is. But we watched it a whole bunch when we were kids.
Yeah, because our sister liked it. And I guess our mom a little bit too. No, our mom used to complain about
how much you watched.
No, she didn't like the woman in it because she didn't think she could dance well enough.
Oh yeah.
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 Our mom was like, that should have been me dancing with Patrick Swayze. All right, well, Dirty Dancing next week. I'm sure there'll be nothing in that movie that aligns with current events that we'll need to talk about. So it should be relatively
honestly, there's no social message in Dirty Dancing at all.
Yeah, so it should be politics free. So if you're getting tired of the politics on the podcast, I mean, don't worry, next week's going to be a good one. Also, I mean, like, I'm talking about whatever I want. This is our podcast. Start your own podcast. Everybody's doing it. You can talk about shitty 80s movies and about how none of them are political, and getting Funko Pop figures is the coolest show on earth.
That's what Michelle Obama's starting a podcast. I think that's what hers is about.
About Funko Pop?
Yeah, it's a Funko Pop. You didn't know that's Michelle Obama, Funko Pop maniac.
She loves Funko Pops.
I just got the gold Stan Lee.
Wow. Dig this, true believers.
Excelsior.
VHS KvLT.com.
Oh, yeah.
Tell your friends and family, rate and review, subscribe.
Oh, yeah. If you give us a 5-star review anywhere and I see it, I'll read it. We'll read it on the podcast. How about that?
Oh, hell yeah. For sure.
But if it's not 5 stars, I'm not reading it. So if you want to say something mean about us, you still got to give us a 5-star review.
I'll read the 1-star reviews.
No, you don't want to encourage people to give 1-star reviews. God damn it.
Oh, no, I won't. I won't read them. But email me if anyone knows where Patrick Wolf has been. Really, I gotta really get on this. Where's Patrick Wolf at?
Wolf Watch.
So VHSKvLT.com. Email me, probably Kyle at McFrenchProductions.com for Patrick Wolf Watch. Rate and review, 5-star reviews will be read. Get into the comments and subreddits and shit for like other prominent Twitch people, YouTubers, podcasters and stuff. And just talk about us instead. Maybe like dangle.
Talk about it until you get banned from Reddit.
Yeah. Just do what you gotta do, alright?
Do what we gotta do.
There's people out here suffering, and I'm one of them.
There's people out there suffering with the fact that they don't know about the VHS goal.
You need to plant the seed, watch it grow. You can do that with a small investment of $500.
For just $1 a day. Wow.
For just
$20 a day. Well,
for just $77 a day, you too can be a member of the VHS cult.
Right.
Enough complaining about. I don't know. I mean, I guess enough will never be enough. That's the whole point of the podcast. Is you're kind of just getting a glimpse into, at least me personally. It's like you guys get to see a glimpse into like how my mind operates and stuff. A lot of it is racked with like guilt and stress and regret and stuff. And it's like some of it's definitely I'll take personal responsibility for, but to be completely honest about it, it fucking sucks like how different people's lives are based on fucking financial shit. You know what I mean?
And a lot of it, beyond their control.
Yeah.
Because if your air conditioning breaks down, you got to spend $1,000 to repair it.
Yeah.
But you don't have it.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah. Or you can't pay to get your car fixed, so
because you can't pass emissions tests.
Can't pass emissions tests.
It's time to register it.
Yeah. Yeah. Fucking hell yeah, man. Fucking white trash. Whatever. What the fuck that means.